Imagine a world where a single decision could shake entire economies. When former US President Donald Trump imposed tariffs, Canada faced a challenging reality. But in this storm, 10 countries stepped in, forging economic ties and saving the day for Canada. Want to know who they are? Let's dive in. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating story of how Canada overcame the challenges posed by Trump-era tariffs. These countries not only helped stabilize Canada's economy but also strengthened global partnerships. Our rankings are based on trade statistics, economic impact, and the depth of diplomatic relations forged during this critical time. Let's get started. Number 10. Japan played a pivotal role in supporting Canada during the challenging times of Trump's tariffs. It increased its imports of Canadian agricultural products like canola, wheat, and beef, providing stability to Canadian farmers. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP, was a game-changer in boosting trade between the two nations. Canadian seafood, particularly lobster, found a strong market in Japan, becoming a favorite in its culinary industry. Japan's need for raw materials to support its tech and automotive sectors created new opportunities for Canadian exporters. Canadian beef also gained significant market share in Japan, diversifying the trade relationship further. On the other hand, Canada embraced Japanese advancements in technology, which helped modernize infrastructure and industries. This mutually beneficial partnership wasn't just about economics, it strengthened diplomatic ties between the two nations. Japanese companies began investing in Canadian green energy projects, highlighting their commitment to sustainability. Education also flourished, with numerous exchange programs between Canadian and Japanese universities. Cultural exchanges through art, food, and technology deepened the understanding between the two nations. Japan and Canada's shared commitment to innovation and economic growth set a strong foundation for future partnerships. Both nations also prioritized environmental goals, collaborating on renewable energy projects. The relationship demonstrated how trade can foster stronger bonds between nations. Overall, Japan's partnership with Canada was a perfect blend of economic support and cultural exchange during trying times. Number 9. Germany stepped forward as a crucial ally for Canada, particularly in sectors like engineering, automotive, and clean energy. The trade relationship between the two nations flourished during the tariff turmoil, with a notable increase in machinery and pharmaceutical exports. Canada supplied Germany with critical rare earth minerals essential for renewable energy projects and high-tech industries. Germany, in turn, increased its imports of Canadian agricultural products, offering a lifeline to Canadian farmers. Both nations collaborated on clean energy initiatives, focusing on wind turbines and solar panel production. This partnership also opened doors for German investment in Canadian infrastructure projects, creating jobs and boosting the economy. Academic exchanges between Canadian and German universities flourished, fostering innovation in fields like engineering and technology. German automakers began sourcing more materials from Canada, strengthening the automotive supply chain. The cultural connection between the two nations deepened, with festivals and events celebrating their shared values of sustainability and innovation. Trade between Canada and Germany grew steadily, showcasing the resilience of both economies. Germany's expertise in renewable energy and Canada's vast natural resources created a perfect synergy. This relationship also highlighted the importance of diversifying trade partners during uncertain times. By working together, the two nations demonstrated how collaboration can overcome economic challenges. Germany's support played a vital role in stabilizing Canada's economy, paving the way for long-term partnerships. The alliance between Canada and Germany remains a testament to the power of shared goals and mutual respect. Number 8. Mexico emerged as a significant partner for Canada during the turbulent period of Trump's tariffs. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, provided a framework for strengthening trade relations between the two nations. Mexico increased its imports of Canadian grains, helping Canadian farmers find a stable market amidst global uncertainty. The automotive industry also benefited, as Canadian exports to Mexico surged, solidifying supply chain stability. This partnership extended beyond trade, it fostered cultural connections through tourism and shared industries. Mexican companies began investing in Canadian food products, particularly grains and seafood. Canada, in turn, imported more Mexican agricultural products, diversifying its food supply. The relationship was further strengthened by academic exchanges and joint initiatives in clean energy. Canada and Mexico also collaborated on infrastructure projects, boosting economic growth in both nations. The two countries' shared history of trade under NAFTA laid a strong foundation for their continued partnership. Tourism between Canada and Mexico saw an increase, promoting cultural understanding and economic benefits. Mexican demand for Canadian wheat and barley supported Canadian farmers during critical times. This partnership also created opportunities for innovation in agriculture and renewable energy. The ties between Canada and Mexico demonstrated the importance of regional collaboration during global challenges. Together, they worked to ensure economic resilience, highlighting the value of unity. Mexico's support was instrumental in helping Canada navigate the challenges of the Trump-era tariffs, proving the strength of their regional alliance. Number 7. China became a key partner for Canada during the economic turbulence caused by Trump's tariffs. As one of the largest global markets, China significantly increased its imports of Canadian commodities such as soybeans, wheat and pork, helping stabilize Canada's agricultural sector. The demand for Canadian seafood, especially lobster and crab, surged in China, creating new opportunities for exporters. This strengthened bilateral trade, with Canada exporting raw materials like lumber and minerals to fuel China's infrastructure projects. In return, Chinese companies invested heavily in Canada's tech and energy sectors, diversifying economic growth. The cultural exchanges between the two nations also blossomed, with increased student enrollment from China in Canadian universities. Canada's clean and sustainable products appealed to the growing middle class in China, boosting trade in organic and environmentally friendly goods. Collaboration extended to renewable energy, where Chinese companies partnered with Canadian firms on solar and wind energy projects. Tourism saw an upward trend as Chinese travelers flocked to Canada, benefiting the hospitality industry. Chinese demand for high-quality Canadian beef and dairy also played a crucial role in enhancing trade. Despite some political tensions, economic cooperation remained robust, proving mutually beneficial. China's growing tech sector also provided opportunities for Canadian startups to expand globally. By diversifying its trade relationships with China, Canada mitigated the risks posed by U.S. tariffs. This partnership highlighted the importance of global markets in ensuring economic stability. The relationship between Canada and China showcased how mutual interests can overcome challenges and drive progress. Together, they laid the groundwork for continued collaboration in key sectors like energy, education, and technology. Number 6. The United Kingdom emerged as a steadfast ally for Canada during the uncertainty brought on by Trump's tariffs. The two countries, sharing a long history of economic and cultural ties, strengthened their partnership through increased trade. Canadian exports of energy products, such as oil and natural gas, found a stable market in the UK. British companies, in turn, began investing in Canadian financial services, technology, and renewable energy sectors. Agricultural trade flourished as Canadian wheat, barley, and maple syrup gained popularity in British markets. The UK also became a significant importer of Canadian seafood, boosting the fishing industry. Tourism between the two nations surged, supported by strong cultural and familial connections. Education partnerships grew, with Canadian and British universities collaborating on research and exchange programs. The Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement (CETA) ensured smooth trade, even amidst global uncertainty. British companies invested in Canadian infrastructure projects, particularly in urban development and transport. Canada, in turn, imported British pharmaceuticals and machinery, balancing the trade relationship. Both nations worked closely on climate goals, with joint efforts in clean energy and environmental conservation. This collaboration demonstrated the resilience of their historical alliance. The UK's support during this period was a testament to the enduring bond between the two nations. Together, they showed how long-standing partnerships can adapt to modern economic challenges. The relationship proved to be a cornerstone of Canada's strategy to diversify trade and ensure stability. Number 5. South Korea became an invaluable partner for Canada during the tariff crisis, offering both economic support and new trade opportunities. As a tech-driven economy, South Korea increased its imports of Canadian natural resources like lumber, uranium, and rare earth minerals. Canadian beef and pork saw a significant surge in demand, thanks to South Korea's love for premium quality meat. The free trade agreement between Canada and South Korea further boosted trade, reducing tariffs on both sides. Canada's energy exports, particularly liquefied natural gas, LNG, played a vital role in South Korea's energy diversification efforts. South Korean companies also invested in Canada's automotive and tech industries, creating jobs and strengthening bilateral ties. Education exchanges flourished, with students from both nations pursuing studies in each other's universities. The collaboration extended to renewable energy, where Canadian expertise in hydroelectric power complemented South Korea's advanced solar and wind energy technologies. Tourism between the two nations grew, fostering cultural understanding and economic benefits. Canadian seafood, particularly lobster and snow crab, became a staple in South Korean markets, boosting exports. The partnership was also evident in technological innovation, as South Korean firms partnered with Canadian startups. This relationship demonstrated the importance of shared goals in driving mutual growth. By supporting each other, Canada and South Korea ensured economic resilience during a challenging period. Their partnership highlighted the potential of collaboration between resource-rich and tech-driven nations. Together, they laid the foundation for a future of sustainable and inclusive growth. Number 4. India emerged as a crucial partner for Canada, offering a vast market and increasing economic collaboration during the tariff turmoil. Canadian pulses, especially lentils and peas, found a growing market in India, supporting Canadian farmers. The energy sector benefited immensely, with India increasing its imports of Canadian oil and natural gas. The Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, CEPA negotiations paved the way for deeper trade ties. Indian companies invested in Canada's IT and renewable energy sectors, boosting local economies. Education became a cornerstone of their partnership, with a growing number of Indian students enrolling in Canadian universities. Cultural ties flourished, with both nations celebrating their shared heritage and multiculturalism. Canada's agricultural exports, including wheat and canola, gained prominence in Indian markets. Tourism between the two countries also grew, fostering people-to-people connections. Indian pharmaceutical companies expanded their presence in Canada, enhancing the healthcare sector. Renewable energy collaborations, particularly in solar and wind projects, demonstrated their commitment to sustainability. Both nations prioritized technological innovation, with joint ventures in artificial intelligence and clean tech. The partnership highlighted the importance of economic diversification and shared growth goals. India's rising middle class provided a steady demand for high-quality Canadian products. By working together, they showcased how emerging and developed economies can mutually benefit. This relationship was a testament to the potential of global partnerships in driving progress and overcoming challenges. Number 3. France played a significant role in supporting Canada during the turbulence of Trump's tariffs. As a close ally and partner, France increased its imports of Canadian agricultural products, including wheat, barley, and canola, offering vital support to Canadian farmers. The Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, ensured smoother trade between the two nations, reducing barriers and boosting economic activity. Canadian seafood, especially lobster and scallops, became highly sought after in French markets, strengthening exports. France also invested in Canada's renewable energy projects, particularly in wind and solar energy, promoting sustainable growth. Cultural ties deepened, with French tourists flocking to Canada and vice versa, boosting tourism revenues. Canadian tech companies partnered with French firms, fostering innovation in fields like artificial intelligence and green technology. Education partnerships thrived, with student exchange programs and collaborative research projects strengthening academic bonds. Canadian wines and spirits gained popularity in France, showcasing Canada's growing presence in the global beverage industry. French luxury goods saw increased demand in Canadian markets, balancing trade relations. Both nations worked closely on climate change initiatives, emphasizing their commitment to a sustainable future. Canada's aerospace industry also benefited, with French companies investing in research and development. The collaboration highlighted the importance of shared values in navigating economic challenges. France's unwavering support demonstrated the strength of their historical and cultural ties. Together, they showed how strategic partnerships can weather global economic uncertainties and build a resilient future. Number 2. Italy emerged as a crucial ally for Canada, particularly in agriculture, food, and renewable energy sectors, during the tariff crisis. Canadian durum wheat became a staple for Italy's pasta production, providing much-needed stability to Canadian farmers. Italy also increased its imports of Canadian seafood, particularly lobster and scallops, supporting the fishing industry. The two nations collaborated closely on clean energy projects, with Italian firms investing in Canada's solar and wind energy sectors. The cultural ties between the countries flourished, with Canadian wine and spirits gaining popularity in Italian markets. Italy's demand for Canadian canola oil also rose, boosting agricultural exports. Education exchanges expanded, with Canadian and Italian universities working together on research projects and student mobility. Tourism saw a surge as Italians explored Canada's natural beauty, and Canadians visited Italy's historical landmarks, strengthening people-to-people connections. Canadian forestry products, such as timber and pulp, found a steady market in Italy, supporting Canada's resource industry. Italy's fashion and luxury goods found a growing audience in Canada, balancing trade relations. The relationship extended to food technology, with Canadian firms adopting innovative Italian practices to enhance production. collaboration on environmental goals showcased their shared commitment to a sustainable future. By strengthening economic and cultural ties, Italy helped Canada navigate the challenges of the Trump-era tariffs. The partnership demonstrated how two nations can leverage their strengths for mutual benefit. Together, they built a resilient relationship that provided economic stability and cultural enrichment during uncertain times.
Number 1.
Australia stepped up as a strong ally for Canada, leveraging their shared strengths in natural resources and agriculture. The two nations increased trade in key commodities like coal, uranium, and agricultural products, stabilizing their economies during the tariff turmoil. Canadian wheat, barley, and pulses found a growing market in Australia, supporting Canadian farmers. Australia, in turn, supplied Canada with wine and specialized machinery, creating a balanced trade relationship. The partnership extended to renewable energy, with both nations collaborating on solar and wind energy projects. Education became a vital link, as Australian and Canadian universities expanded exchange programs and joint research initiatives. Tourism between the two countries flourished, driven by their shared love for nature and adventure. Australian companies invested in Canada's mining and resource sectors, creating jobs and boosting the economy. The collaboration also focused on clean technology and environmental conservation, emphasizing their commitment to sustainability. Canadian seafood, particularly lobster and crab, gained popularity in Australian markets, strengthening exports. Both nations worked together on climate change policies, setting a global example for environmental collaboration. Australian firms began sourcing Canadian lumber and forestry products, supporting Canada's resource-based industries. The partnership highlighted the importance of economic diversification during global challenges. Cultural exchanges further deepened ties, showcasing the shared values of the two nations. Australia's support during the tariff crisis was instrumental in stabilizing Canada's economy. Together, they demonstrated how like-minded countries can overcome economic uncertainty through cooperation and innovation. So, there you have it, 10 countries that stepped up when Canada needed them most. These partnerships not only saved the economy but also strengthened Canada's place on the global stage. What do you think about these alliances? Did any surprise you? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from around the world.